Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about learning English language as a foreign language. I totally understand the problem because I'm Russian and I started learning English when I was 4, and I kind of went to a school where they taught English on a profound level back in Russia. And when I was 14, I thought that I'm super perfect in English, that I know every single word and that I speak perfect language. And so I decided to go to the UK. We had this kind of exchange program with our school, and I went to the UK, and the first day I arrived, I understood that I do not get what people are telling me and what's happening around me. In the UK, I didn't get the accent. And this really motivated me to study very hard, and I developed some tips that I also used to learn German, Italian, and I'm still using for learning English. So my first tip would be have a goal. And this goal shouldn't be like, oh, I want to speak English because all of my friends speak English and because English is the language that the world uses. Of course, this is a motivation, but this is not something that will make you start studying right away. So, for example, for me, when I was learning German, my motivation was to go to a German university because education in German was free, and I understood that I only have a couple of years to master my German in order to be able to study at a university level. So this motivated me to study every day. And then when I had this dream of doing masters in the United States, I only had 2 months to master my English for GMAT, and this was an exciting and really motivating goal, passing GMAT and getting into an American university. So figure out what kind of goal is that for you. So maybe you're not going to study abroad, but maybe you're just planning a trip. I did this with Italian. When I started to learn Italian, I planned a trip to Italy in half a year, and I kind of set a goal for myself to be able to order food in an Italian restaurant. So yes, the first thing is have this particular goal, very feasible goal, not something very like major, start speaking as a native speaker, blah blah blah. This will work. So something that you could achieve in say 3 to 4 months. The second thing, get hooked with something. For me, it's for example some TV show. I stopped reading books and I stopped watching movies in Russian when I started to learn English profoundly. So the first thing I did, I was a huge fan of the Sex and the City, and I just watched the whole series in English. And imagine they have 6 seasons, and every season has, I don't know what, 30 films. So imagine it was 180 films all in English, and it was really motivating. And I also noticed some new words, and I couldn't watch it in Russian afterwards because when your favorite actor is speaking in English and you're hearing his real voice, you wouldn't want to hear some Russian person translating that for you into Russian. So this is how I got hooked up with watching films in English, and now I'm watching House of Cards. I highly recommend it to you if you need political and legal lexic for your English, and also The Suits is really good for legal English, and House MD is amazing if you're studying medicine, and also like if your language is already profound, watch House MD and you will get all the words for medical vocabulary. And I also stopped reading books in Russian when I was about 15, and I started with reading books for children because my level was really low. So I just bought books that were meant for 12, 13-year-old kids, and it was okay. I didn't mind as long as I learned new words, as long as the plot was okay. So I could recommend Jacqueline Wilson as a writer. She's amazing. She writes books about kids having fun, I don't know, kids making friends. So if your English is really low level, so try and do that. Yeah, so this was the second thing, get hooked up with something. Either it's your favorite film or your favorite actor, and and I forgot to mention YouTube blogger. You have to get hooked with a YouTube blogger who speaks English, and it could be me, but you can hear some kind of accent because, as you know, I'm not a native speaker. But also sometimes it helps me to get hooked with a blogger who is not a native speaker because the accent is easier to understand. So maybe it will be a YouTube blogger. So yeah, a film, YouTube blogger, a TV series, or book. Third thing is that you have to learn every day. Like seriously guys, if you have a goal, you have to reach it every day. It's not like you can do 2 hours on Tuesdays and 6 hours on Saturdays. No, this wouldn't work. I'm actually gonna close the window because it's too loud. Yeah, you have to learn every day. Like, you cannot make a schedule. I would learn for 6 hours during the weekend and for 2 hours during the weekday. No, this won't work. It has to be a lifestyle now. So you're learning English, please make sure that your phone is full of different apps. Duolingo is a free app to learn any foreign language, and it's pretty basic, so it's for beginners, it's not for advanced. But then Easy 10 is an app for learning advanced words, and there are many apps. You just have to, you know, go to the app store and type in Learn English or whatever you're using, Learn English, and download all the apps and figure out which one works best for you. And when you're waiting in line, when you're doing something, go on and open the app and learn a language. And the fourth thing, which is the most important thing for me, is to go to a country where the language is spoken and practice it. So if you don't have opportunity to go anywhere, book a lesson with a native speaker via Skype, because you know this is a huge mistake when you learn a language with somebody who speaks your language. Then you end up speaking a native language to each other, and there's also this temptation when you do not understand something, you tell your teacher to explain this in your language, and this doesn't work. It has to be, you know, you have to put yourself in a frame or like in a box, and you can where you cannot get outside this box. So you just need to speak in English, and this is only possible if you're talking to a native speaker. And so once you go to the UK, for example, or to the United States to practice your English, please choose a homestay, so you would stay with local people, and take classes at school. Please refrain from talking to people from your own country, or maybe just choose a school that doesn't have a lot of your native speakers. And I'm actually in one of those schools. I'm in London right now in UIC English, which is our central school. Oxford Street is just outside. The good thing is for me, as a Russian native speaker, they only have 3 Russian native speakers right now at school, which is amazing. And they have a lot of other students. They have students from Turkey, Thailand, Italy. I can actually show you some. Let's go, I'll show you. So this is where I am right now. This is sort of a study room where you can hang out and have some time by the computer, have some time with your phone. They have free Wi-Fi, and this is also a place for meeting other students and for planning your free time. So in the first half of the day you would have lessons, and in the second half of the day you will have free time. And you can do whatever you want. You can go to different, you know, excursions, like they would have football, big band. You will figure out when you come here, so loads of things. What I wanted to tell you, that you have to figure out what the school has your nationalities. Like, here's the list of people studying at school right now, and you can figure out by the last names where students come from. So I can see a lot of Italians, and I can see some I guess Vietnamese or Taiwanese, I would say. Yeah, and maybe I could pop into class. This one is free. Yeah, so this is how the class looks like. I really like the atmosphere. So you're in the center of London, you're talking to a native speaker, everybody speaks English, and you know, there's nothing to be afraid of, because you will be placed in a group where people have the same level as you, and you will be tested on the first day, and there won't be this feeling that everybody's speaking so good English, I'm so bad. No, it wouldn't happen. So everybody would be at the same level as you, and if you're better, you will have more incentive to become better, because when you feel that you're making progress, it makes the progress even faster. So highly recommend it. I will leave a link so you could, you know, get all the information about the school, about the nationality mix. The link will be below, and the website I'm giving the link to is actually my business. I'm an entrepreneur. So yeah, this is how the school is. I might show you the class. Yeah, so you can see teacher and students. Oh, I don't think he was really happy, but yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Here are my tips for learning English. If you have any tips that you can share, please share them in comments. They're really useful, because I'm still learning German, though I mastered it. I studied in Germany and everything was perfect. Please share your tips, and I'm still learning Italian. Oh, and you know, just before we finish, I wanted to show you Oxford Street. It's, well, you cannot really see Oxford Street, but you can see London. So you see it's very central location. Cool, so thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep you in the loop about the latest things in education abroad and travel and immigration. Bye bye guys!